Roger Federer. Roger Federer brought a level of elegance to tennis that few athletes in any sport have ever matched. His smooth movement, effortless shot-making, and calm demeanor made even the toughest matches appear graceful. Turning professional in 1998, Federer spent years developing into a champion before dominating the 2000s with remarkable consistency. He won 20 Grand Slam singles titles and held the world #1 ranking for a record 237 consecutive weeks. What made Federer so special was how complete his game was. He could attack from the baseline, finish points at the net, and adapt his strategy depending on the surface or opponent. His one-handed backhand became one of the most recognizable shots in tennis, while his serve, although not the fastest, was remarkably accurate and reliable under pressure. Throughout his career, he appeared in countless major finals, regularly facing the very best players in the world. Federer's rivalries with Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic helped create what many consider the greatest era in men's tennis. Even as younger players emerged, he remained competitive well into his late 30s, winning Grand Slam titles at an age when most professionals had already retired. His influence extended far beyond statistics, inspiring a generation of players with a style built on precision, creativity, and effortless movement. Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal built his career on relentless determination and incredible physical endurance. From an early age, he became known as the King of Clay, using heavy topspin and unmatched defensive skills to overwhelm opponents. His success at the French Open became one of the greatest achievements in sports history, where he collected a record number of championships that may never be matched. Although clay was his strongest surface, Nadal also won major titles on grass and hard courts, proving he could adapt to every challenge. Nadal's playing style demanded incredible physical effort. He chased down shots that looked impossible to reach, turned defense into attack, and competed for every single point regardless of the score. Opponents often spoke about how mentally exhausting it was simply trying to finish a rally against him. That determination became one of his defining characteristics throughout his career. His rivalry with Roger Federer produced some of the most memorable matches ever played, while later battles with Novak Djokovic continued to push the standard of professional tennis even higher. Despite numerous injuries, Nadal repeatedly returned to compete at the highest level, adding to his reputation as one of the toughest competitors the sport has ever seen. His career became a symbol of resilience, discipline, and unwavering belief. Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic developed into one of the most complete players the game has ever seen. His flexibility, balance, and ability to return serves transformed him into an almost impossible opponent to break down. After breaking through in the late 2000s, he steadily challenged Federer and Nadal before eventually surpassing many of their records. Djokovic has spent more weeks ranked as world #1 than any other player and has collected more Grand Slam singles titles than anyone in men's tennis. One of Djokovic's greatest strengths has always been his consistency. Regardless of the surface, weather, or opponent, he found ways to maintain an incredibly high level over long periods of time. His defensive skills allowed him to extend rallies until opponents made mistakes, while his movement around the court often seemed effortless. Even players with powerful attacking games frequently struggled to hit winners against him. His career has included many dramatic comeback victories and marathon matches that tested both physical and mental endurance. Djokovic's determination to constantly improve every aspect of his game helped him remain at the top for well over a decade. Combined with his extraordinary achievements, that consistency has secured his place among the greatest players in tennis history.
Rod Laver. Rod Laver remains one of the few players whose achievements seem almost impossible to repeat. Competing during a period when professional and amateur tennis were separated, he still managed to dominate both eras. Laver is the only player to complete the calendar year Grand Slam twice, winning all 4 major championships in a single season on 2 separate occasions. His left-handed game combined speed, creativity, and remarkable versatility. he was equally comfortable attacking the net or rallying from the baseline, allowing him to succeed on every major surface. Many experts believe that if professional players had been allowed to compete in every Grand Slam throughout his career, Laver's trophy collection would have been even greater. Although much of his success came decades ago, his influence remains enormous. Modern players continue to speak about his achievements with admiration because winning every major tournament in a single year is one of the hardest accomplishments in tennis. Doing it twice has placed Rod Laver in a category that remains unique even today.
Pete Sampras. Pete Sampras ruled men's tennis throughout the 1990s with one of the greatest serves ever seen. His aggressive serve and volley style placed constant pressure on opponents, especially on faster courts. Sampras won 14 Grand Slam singles titles, a record at the time of his retirement, and finished 6 consecutive years ranked as the world's #1 player. Wimbledon became his favorite stage, where his powerful game seemed perfectly suited to the fast grass courts. His ability to serve accurately under pressure allowed him to win countless important points without giving opponents many chances to respond. Combined with excellent volleying and calm decision-making, he became one of the most difficult players to break. Although later generations eventually surpassed many of his records, Sampras established the benchmark that Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic would later chase. His dominance during the 1990s shaped an entire era of tennis and cemented his reputation as one of the greatest champions the sport has ever produced.
Bjorn Borg. Bjorn Borg became a global superstar while still in his early 20s. His calm personality contrasted sharply with the intensity of his game, as he combined exceptional fitness with remarkable mental control. Borg dominated both the French Open and Wimbledon during an era when succeeding on those completely different surfaces was considered incredibly difficult. His ability to remain composed under pressure became one of his defining strengths. While opponents often became frustrated during long rallies, Borg stayed patient and rarely showed emotion. That consistency helped him win 11 Grand Slam singles titles before unexpectedly retiring while still in his 20s. Despite the relatively short length of his career, Borg's impact was enormous. His professionalism, athleticism, and quiet confidence inspired many future champions, proving that sustained excellence could outweigh longevity when judging greatness.
Andre Agassi. Andre Agassi experienced one of the most unusual careers in tennis history. He rose to fame as a charismatic young star before struggling with injuries and motivation, only to rebuild himself into one of the game's greatest champions. Agassi completed the career Grand Slam by winning all 4 major tournaments, becoming one of the few players to achieve that milestone. His aggressive baseline game allowed him to take the ball earlier than almost anyone else, putting opponents under constant pressure. He became especially known for his incredible return of serve, often neutralizing one of the biggest weapons in professional tennis. Perhaps the most impressive part of Agassi's career was his ability to reinvent himself. After falling outside the world's elite, he worked his way back to the very top, proving that determination and experience could overcome setbacks. His journey remains one of tennis's greatest comeback stories. Jimmy Connors. Jimmy Connors brought unmatched energy and competitiveness to every match he played. Known for his aggressive baseline game and fierce determination, he remained among the world's best players for nearly 2 decades. Connors won 8 Grand Slam singles titles and still holds the record for the most ATP singles titles in the Open era. His refusal to give up made him a fan favorite. Even late in his career, Connors continued defeating younger opponents through experience, confidence, and relentless effort. His passion for competition was visible during every match, creating an atmosphere few players could match. That remarkable longevity helped define his legacy. Connors showed that success in tennis depended not only on talent, but also on resilience and an enduring desire to compete.
John McEnroe. John McEnroe combined extraordinary talent with one of the sharpest tennis minds ever seen. His soft hands at the net, exceptional touch, and creative shot selection allowed him to play a style unlike almost anyone else. Although he became famous for his fiery personality and arguments with officials, his achievements often overshadow those moments. McEnroe won 7 Grand Slam singles titles, while also enjoying tremendous success in doubles. His anticipation allowed him to read opponents better than most players, making difficult volleys appear surprisingly simple. While many remember his emotional outbursts, his technical brilliance remains the true reason he is regarded as one of the greatest players in history. Few competitors have possessed such a complete understanding of the game.
Serena Williams. Serena Williams transformed women's tennis through a combination of power, athleticism, and determination. Her serve became one of the greatest weapons in tennis history, while her movement and competitive mindset allowed her to remain successful across multiple generations of opponents. Serena won 23 Grand Slam singles titles in the Open era, the most by any player. She dominated matches with aggressive shot-making, but her greatest strength was often her ability to perform under pressure. Time after time, Serena produced her best tennis in Grand Slam finals and other important moments, earning a reputation as one of the fiercest competitors in sport. Her influence extended well beyond championships. Serena inspired millions of young athletes around the world and helped redefine expectations for women's tennis. Through her longevity, consistency, and extraordinary achievements, she established a legacy that reaches far beyond the game itself.